Honored to be here.
We can get started. How you doing?
Blessed.
I know we had some conversation back in the
The
Oh,
mic.
sorry. Chair Bryant, it was really an honor to just have this opportunity to sit with you and to learn. And we've had,
John.
I'll call you John, we've had some conversation around financial literacy and AI literacy, which is a relative new term that I've heard, and it's very intriguing.
Financial literacy, civil rights issue of this generation. AI literacy, civil rights issue of this generation. Civil rights to civil rights, the streets to the suites. Financial literacy, AI literacy, future literacy, which is the third Reconstruction.
So let's talk about that from the perspective of Prince George's County. We have 946,000 people, 4 colleges, universities, 15 government agencies, a slew of minority businesses located close to Washington, D.C. Got a major military base, close to NSA, Port City, Baltimore, close by. So when we talk about what that means, and a sphere coming, right? For community designs such as Prince George's County, what can we do, one, from a chamber perspective, but also from a business perspective to enhance that initiative and mission?
Ignore the noise. There are people, institutions, and organizations that want to slow you down and distract you. What did Malcolm X say? You've been bamboozled, you've been tricked, you've been fooled, you've been hoodwinked, you've been run amok. So, first thing I want you to do is to appreciate you're sitting in a moment in history, but history does not feel historic when you're sitting in it. It just feels like another day. I said that backstage also. Number 2, tied to that other folks can't win against you in a fair fight. So they've got to rig the game. You're sitting in the largest reality TV show in the history of the world. The very nature of a reality TV show is a new episode has to introduce a completely new narrative to distraction so that you're talking about it. Because the reality TV actors are not truly talented. I'm not saying they're untalented. I'm saying they weren't hired because they were talented. They were hired because they were full of drama. You get an actor to do a role. You get an award-winning actor to do an award-winning role, and so on and so forth. And you pay Denzel Washington and Tom Cruise or whoever your hero or shiro is to play these award-winning roles. You're hiring a reality TV actor or actress to stir the pot. And the more they do that, the more effective they are. So you've got a very effective pot stirrer that has now got a global platform for pot stirring and doing a great job of getting all of us, all of you, not including me, to react every day and to obsess a 30-year day with what somebody else is doing, which pays their bills and doesn't pay one of yours. And while they're doing that, they're distracting you from other things that are going on that are really important. So the urgent's crowding out the important. I've not got to your answer yet, but you can't really answer that until you mute certain things. As you keep telling me, people keep asking, what advice would you give to an 18-year-old, 25-year-old? What advice would I give to myself 5 years ago? Ignore the noise. And so there's a lot of noise out here. It's somebody else's agenda. It's business. It's just bad capitalism. Slavery was bad capitalism. Still capitalism. It was about money. Jim Crow was bad capitalism. You can go all kind of, discrimination, racism, bad capitalism. So it's transactional. They'll win the battle, they'll lose the war. But it's distracting everybody from what's really important. So the first thing I need you to do is not take anything personal. Stop getting wrapped up in somebody else's drama. To argue with a fool proves there are two. Quincy Jones once told me, God rest his soul, not one ounce of my self-esteem depends on your acceptance of me. So the lack of preparation in your life does not constitute an emergency in mine.
Right.
So somebody else's drama because they are afraid of the coming us is not my problem. Don't make it your problem. Now, let's assume for a moment that we got that handled. Let's now transition to your question. What do we do? Alignment. 700 credit score communities in every county, in every block in Prince George's County. Why do I say that? Because 700 credit score neighborhoods don't riot, they go shopping. Now that may sound cute, but let me put some context on it. If you live in a 500 credit score neighborhood, and I've not toured intentionally any of the neighborhoods in Prince George's County, but I'm going to tell you exactly what you see, and you tell me if I'm wrong in real time. You just tell me if I get this wrong. I'm gonna just get up and you just say, John, it was a nice having you. Get your little picture and tell me to leave, because I am wasting your time. But I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I can absolutely describe your 500 credit score neighborhoods, and here's what you see: a check casher next to a payday loan lender, next to a rent-to-own store, next to a title lender, car title, next to a pawn shop, next to a fast food restaurant. Am I getting close? And a church down the street trying to make you feel a little bit better once a week. That's your neighborhood therapist. Black people say, oh, I don't want to. Say, why don't you go just see a shrink? Oh, I don't want to see a shrink. Somebody might think I'm crazy. If you black and don't think you're crazy, you're crazy. So you lived to 61 years of age, Mr. CEO, in a 500 credit score neighborhood. I've mapped every zip code in America by credit score, not by race, not by political group. By the way, the largest political group in America today is independents. Don't trust me. Use your smartphone to be smart. It's 45% plus and growing. Never happened in the history of the US. It's independents. Well, again, that's not in the news. Those are people who don't like either party. Yeah. So, you lived to 61 years of age, not in a black community or a brown community or a white community. By the way, poor white neighborhood, check casher, payday loan lender, rent-to-own store, title lender, liquor store, pawn shop, poor white rural neighborhood, same exact thing. Wow. You lived at 61 years of age between a sub-600 credit score neighborhood. For every 50-point increase in your credit score, you live 5 more years. Am I going too fast? In a 700 credit score neighborhood, you live to 81 years of age on average. I mapped every zip code in America by credit score. Within 15 minutes of a 500 credit score neighborhood is a 700 credit score neighborhood, and vice versa. Anybody familiar with Chicago? It's Lincoln Park, downtown. 720 credit score. You live to 85 years of age. There's Garfield Park. Anybody who knows the hood there, it's 15 minutes away. I see some waves in the back. People know Garfield Park, right? You live to 61 years of age. It's a 500 credit score neighborhood. You get on the freeway, it takes you 12 minutes to get from Garfield. What's the difference? Mindset. Surviving mindset to thriving mindset to winning building mindset. So intelligence is equally distributed, opportunity is not. But you have to be in the right mindset. Also, if you live in a 500 credit score neighborhood, you have the most expensive debt, the very limited access to capital. You cannot grow without access to capital. You have limited access to opportunity. If you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. I'm giving you guys good stuff. It's going right over your head. So the first thing is you need to align around something no one's talking about, not politics, not race, credit scores. Because I can't change how you feel about me. I can't change what some racist person or institution feels about me. I can't change your opinion about me. I can change my credit score. And if you go to the computer at midnight, it doesn't ask you your gender or your race. And if it's below $100,000, you have a 750 credit score, and income, the computer just says yes. That's civil rights. And it says yes at prime rates. You cannot grow unless you have access to capital at prime rates. So credit score alignment, financial literacy obsession. This is the civil rights issue of this generation. A 700 credit score just might be more important or as important as a 4-year college degree. You've got to know better so you can do better. So friends of mine will say to me, John, stop talking about all this financial literacy, capitalism, just give me the money. All right, cool. Let's just make this real easy. I like the 70% number. So you win the lottery. 70% of those who win the lottery are bankrupt in 5 years. So if it's all about the money, that shouldn't have turned out that way. I was homeless when I was 18 years of my life. If I give a homeless man $1 million, he'll be broke in 6 months. If nothing changes here, and nothing changes here, nothing's gonna change here. You'll be broke. If your outflow exceeds your inflow, then your overhead is gonna be your downfall. NFL player, NBA player, bankrupt 5 years after retirement, and divorced. So if it's all about the money, which we over-index on, about the money, cash, bag, the money, it's irrelevant. It's an exchange of value. It's a medium in value. I can give you a rock and you can give me scissors. That's a median exchange of median value. I can decide to give you my shoe, you give me that jacket, and that's an exchange of value. We just choose to use currency.
Yeah.
So it's about wealth is a mindset. You make money during the day, you build wealth in your sleep. So if you're financially literate, you have a different shift in the way you see the world. 44% of us own a home, black people, compared to 75% of our white counterparts. We should be obsessing about home ownership. I don't mean like mini mansions. I don't mean like a bougie feel. We just need to stop trying to impress people with money we don't have and places that don't want us, to rent things that we don't own, to impress people we don't know. Go buy a house hood adjacent.
Like that.
Buy it, rent it, and buy it, rehab, and live in it. Get the equity up in 3 to 5 years, take a little home equity line of credit out with that 700 credit score at prime rates, buy another property, buy it, rent it, buy it, rehab it, and rent it. You do that 3 times, you'll be a millionaire. Don't do anything else. Get you a life insurance policy, because I don't know how long you're gonna live, but I damn sure know you're gonna die. Get yourself a will and define. There's a life agent right back there. She's like, yeah, see me. Get yourself a will and direct that to your children, because that becomes generational wealth. Am I losing you?
No.
So financial literacy obsession, credit score obsession, AI literacy obsession. This is going to change your life as you know it by 2030, not 2050. Within 5 years. In fact, it's happening right now.
Absolutely.
So those, now I didn't mention government. So let me back up. Let me be provocative. I wrote a business plan for Black America. You can get it online. Because I like PhDs are good, the PhDs are better. So I like taking my stuff and writing it into ground. So I wrote a business plan for America, and I calculated the value of a credit score increase to 700 for Black America in a decade is $750 billion. Now hold on to that number. Somebody in there is saying, Mr. CEO, we need to get our reparations. Now folks owe you money. My second great grandfather was a slave on both sides. My grandfather was a sharecropper. I get it. But do you really think these folks will give you some reparations? I mean, you were hopeful 10 years ago, 5 years ago. My middle name is Hope. You should be hopeless right now on this topic. But let's assume somebody did give you reparations. And by the way, you're owed about $40 trillion in real terms. Our GDP every year is $30 trillion in the biggest economy in the world. No one's going to apologize to you for this because it triggers a financial liability. The financial liability triggers action in the government. The government action would bankrupt the country if they fulfill the reimbursement. So let's assume they give you a token reimbursement. Am I going too fast? Am I boring you? No. You never be the old guy in the club. Before y'all kick me out, I'm gonna leave. Let's assume they give you a token of I think they give you 300 billion. 300 billion over 10 years. That sounds like a lot of money. Or maybe 600 billion over 10 years. Okay. What did I just say? You get, if you increase your credit score to 700, 100-point increase, $750 billion by simply getting access to credit with prime rates. There are no billionaires, multimillionaires, cities, counties, chambers, corporations that didn't do it without good debt. Nobody got there without good debt. Not bad debt, good debt tied to something that appreciates, not financing jewelry that depreciates. Now, so let's assume now we didn't say to take the good credit score and go buy a home. We go from 44% ownership to 60% ownership. Nothing dramatic, just, that's 16 points? That's $800 billion over 10 years. So now, tell me with the math, 750 billion, 800 billion, you're at 1.6, give or take, trillion, okay? Then you click into AI. Let me leave AI alone for a minute. Let's do something easier. There is $100 trillion of wealth transfer that's going to transfer in the next 10 years of baby boomers who are successful, white, wealthy, and all going to try to play golf at the same time. Hello, Joe. Joe's honorary black man. Their family wants the stocks, the bonds, the cash, the houses, the jets. They don't want the businesses, too much work. These are successful businesses with cash flow, clients, customer list, net worth, real estate. There's nothing wrong with that lumber company, the 3 dental offices, the 5 architectural offices, the 3 attorney offices, the plumbing business. These are all capitalists, by the way. These are capitalist enterprises. You go to the dentist, that's a business. They're not working on your teeth with your bad breath for free. You're paying them for your daycare. The daycare, you're paying. The person doing your hair, they like you, but you're paying them. That's a capitalist transaction. Are you with me? Why are we spending all this time and energy going to do a startup with $25,000 with a GoFundMe campaign that's going to fail? And now your relatives and your friends hate you. Go buy you an existing $3 million cash flowing business with 3 dental offices in Baltimore County for somebody who's 67 years of age and the kids don't want the business. Go meet a white person. Go meet an Asian person. I'm being provocative, but I'm serious. Go meet somebody who makes you slightly uncomfortable, get to know them, have them get to know you, and buy their business. They'll take back some paper.
Absolutely.
The bank will finance it because it's got cash flow and assets tied to it. And now you've just stepped into a business that is wealth creation from day one and join the chain. Now,
like that.
That's $1 billion. So now we're at $2.6 trillion. And then a conservative number on AI is $1 trillion over the decade. This is going to change absolutely everything. So that's $3.6 trillion versus waiting for 300 to 600 billion from the federal government, which you're going to fight over the next 5, 10, 15 years. You're going to die sitting there and blaming the Congress to do it. Don't even try to get to the president's desk for his signature. And it probably is not going to happen anyway. And you have no control. Well, the 4 things I just mentioned, I didn't mention the government one time. So alignment, in my opinion. Now, AI. Let me give you some magic here. If you want to start a big business right now and join the chamber, it's going to cost you $1 million. Do a big, nice one. $1 million, $500,000, 5 employees, business plan, blah, 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 blah. AI, consult, lawyers, attorneys, accountants, all this stuff. Artificial intelligence. 1 person, $50. You're up and running with everything you need in 6 months. AI is your lawyer. AI is your accountant. AI is your business advisor. AI is your researcher. AI is your website. AI is your e-commerce site. I mean, it's all there and it's all free. the whole playing field's level. Everything's going to be changed in the next 5 years, 10 years conservatively with artificial intelligence. AI in cameras, AI in clothing manufacturing, AI in furniture manufacturing, AI in shoes, AI in cup manufacturing. Like literally the entire world is getting reimagined. But AI can't do anything without you. And I know that 'cause I use it 50 times a day.
Hey, man.
I promise you my next answer will be short.
No, that was good. So actually, the segue, I'm glad you brought up some of the points. Last night we had a conversation, a very intimate conversation, and one of the topics around principal discounting was ownership, not affordable housing, but home ownership. And so you hit on that very well. But one of the other conversations was business ownership, really more than home ownership. And then the conversation of emerging AI, right? I use AI every day. Right? If I'm a small business, 1 or 2 employees, it is something that I think can help accelerate. But for those larger companies that are established, and they are at a place where they want to divest some of their revenue streams, right? They want to make investments into community, they want to invest into small business. Let's talk about the silver tsunami transfer. How would I be able, and I know we talked about this last time, but how would I start? What would you recommend I do if I'm saying, hey, I worked in government 20 years and my job got eliminated. Got some assets and I want to make this investment. Where would I start?
So I want to make sure I want to make sure I understand your question. Are you saying how to step into this $100 trillion stream I just mentioned?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you follow the question, it's $100 trillion that will transfer from baby boomers. 15 trillion of that are small business owners. Mm-hmm. I just told you no one wants the small businesses. Mm-hmm. You should go to a business broker. You should drive down your street. When you drive down the street and you see that office building with the little windows in it, every window's a business. Every window's a, we overcomplicate this thing. Like your market research is right in front of you.
Yeah.
I would walk, within 3 blocks of where you are right now is enormous untapped potential of somebody who wants to sell.
So you're saying just go to the business and ask for.
I would literally go find, again, I don't want people to clip this on social media and just get the last part of what I'm saying. Oh, he said go find a white person. I thought he was down with our community. But I'm being joking, but I'm serious. Like,
yeah.
Go find you a white person whose white children don't want their business, whose white wife or white husband does not want their business. We've been doing so much with so little for so long, we don't almost do anything with nothing. Our middle name's hustle. I mean, we have been killing it with nothing.
Yes.
Imagine somebody loads us with capital, platform, reputation, brand, customer list, and opportunity. I mean, we absolutely slay it.
Yeah.
So people know we hustle, they know we work hard, and we're charismatic. So we are inclined to inspire somebody to want, we're very likable. So go, like I'm looking across the street. I don't know if that company is something, but I go over and get nosy. I mean, God gave you two ears and one mouth. So you listen twice as much as you talk. I go over and find out who the owner is. Shake their hand. I'm curious about your business. How'd you build this? How long have you been doing this? And this is gonna sound really targeted, but I would target somebody who's 65. If I met a 35-year-old owner, I'd say, nice to meet you, and I'd leave. I would target somebody 50, 55, 58 who looks tired. And I'm dead serious. I take them to lunch. I want to know, I'm curious, I'd like to learn. By the way, don't ask him for a thing. We make this mistake of becoming highly transactional. Well, it's not about transactions. It's not about what you give, it's about what you have to give. You want to be relational.
Yeah.
So I'd offer them to go to I'd be genuinely curious. I am genuinely nosy. I'm genuinely curious. Like, I may not do any business with you at all, but if I'm interested in fast, I will listen to you all day if you can teach me something. So I would find a couple businesses that interest me, and I'd go meet the owner, I wouldn't go meet with this vice president or the senior vice president because those people's businesses, their job is to tell you no. Literally, if you meet a middle manager, they don't get fired for saying no. They get fired for saying yes to the wrong thing, so the answer is no. But you want to go to the top because if you're going to get a no from the top.
Right.
The top's job is to say yes. You can't grow a business without market share, without growing the customer base. So go to the top and get a no from that person. I take no for vitamins. I'm giving you guys good stuff. It's going right over here. So, but you meet 8 people, 5 will tell you no thanks.
Right. 2
2 will say, I'm busy, but talk to me later. 2 or 3 will go, that's really interesting. I'd love to go to lunch with you. 1 or 2 of them will say, you know, really, I do want to sell out of this business. In a couple of years, I might be ready. 1 person will say, I'm ready right now.
It's a numbers game.
It's like life.
It's a numbers game.
But I like math because it doesn't have an opinion.
Yeah.
So you can go, by the way, you don't want to do that? Go to a business broker. Business broker's job is to collect businesses that are ready to sell. They've already got cash flow, revenue. Again, why are you going to start a $20,000 new something with enormous risk attached to it when you go buy something that already has cash flow and revenue tied to it? We just never thought this way. We also don't think big enough. So when I started Promise Homes Company, which I sold for $121 million, I built it for 5 years. I was the largest minority owner of single-family rental homes in America. I did it part-time while I was running Operation Hope. Part-time. 2017 to 2021, I bought 700 homes, $88,000 each. I sold them for $350,000 each. You do the math. I'm not a genius. It's just compounding.
Yeah.
So I bought homes from Georgia, from Atlanta to North Florida. Now, I just moved to Atlanta in 2009. I built a group called Just Brothers in Atlanta. I told these brothers, I'm gonna do this. Y'all should come in with me. Now, they've been in Atlanta their whole life. They're like, oh, I don't know, let me think about it. You can think about it, I'm moving. PhDs are good, PhDs are better. So then 5 years later, when I had $150 million worth of real estate, they're like, yo, man, why didn't you tell me about it? I did tell you about it. I'm not gonna hold your hands, blow your nose, beg you. I asked you once, that's it. After that, you better get out of my way. Because I'm coming. So I bought homes for $88,000 each. They were already rehabbed, but rented them. And I sold them 5 years later. Every company's built to be sold, by the way. Please get the emotions out of your head.
Let's talk about succession planning. When you I put a pin on it.
Which one?
Succession planning. What kind of stuff so?
I mean, business is not personal, people. Business is business. You build a business to sell it. It's not at your toy. It's not your child. You build it. I know some people are like, oh, I like this guy. So you sit at this. Only black people do this. Black-owned business in the window. I mean, I'm cool with it. I love being listed in somebody's directory as a black-owned business. But I'm not trying to put in my window black-owned business. You know what that tells white people? Asians, Latinos. It says, oh, they may not want me there. Color's green, people. You want every customer you can get. You think Jewish people put a sign on the wall? Jewish-owned business. Latino people, Latino-owned business. It's only us. Knock it off. Knock it off. Knock it off. You got a great business that happens to be owned by a black person. Did you hear me? You better get good customer service. I'll go to you once because you're black. You come up, what you want? My coffee. that's why people go to AI and robotics. You can't deal with that attitude no more. So look, build that business.
Yes.
Create a value for somebody like Jesus and sell it. I sold it for $121 million. I had a liquidity event, put my coupon on Wall Street, took that money and created freedom for myself. Now I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, whomever I want, however I want. That was separate from my digital media business, separate from my technology platform, separate from what I did at Operation Hope. By the way, firewall up between my nonprofit and my for-profit, because when they come to get you, they're coming to get you on money, women, or pride. I got out of the financials. My whole thing on my nonprofit is a firewall between my for-profit and my nonprofit. Together, it's $5 billion I've invested. $5 billion. I have 400 employees. I have a payroll of $2 million every 2 weeks. And I run it like a business.
Absolutely.
But this real estate company, I did it in 5 years part-time in a city that I just got to.
Wow.
There's no reason why I should have been able to do that. Somebody should have done that before I got there. I'll tell you something else. When I got to Atlanta, I went to the DMV, whatever they call it. It's not DMV in Atlanta, but it was the motor vehicles. And I asked for a custom license plate. 2009, in 2011, I got Entrepreneur. No one should have been able to get an Entrepreneur license plate in Georgia in 2011. The minute I got that license plate, I said, oh, this is the Wild Wild West. Oh, I got it. Nobody's thinking like I'm thinking.
Right.
So that license plate was gone 30 years ago in New York and in California. So I want you to become ruthless about people wasting your time.
Yeah.
People, you're gonna leave here, you're gonna say what I said, and some broke ass person's gonna tell you, Hope Bryant don't know what he's talking about. No, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm financially free.
Let's unpack that.
So, look, I'd rather you respect me and learn to like me than like me and never respect me.
Okay.
This ain't nothing to do with like. Eagles don't fly in packs. You've never seen a flock of eagles. Our low self-esteem has become a critical disablement in our communities. You can have high confidence and low self-esteem. If I have low self-esteem, I need for you to accept me. I need for you to say nice things about me. I need for you to pat me on the back. I don't need a dang old thing. I need you to get out of my way. Because I'm coming. The minute we saw that, we're unstoppable. You hear me? And by the way, this has happened before. Women, 1972, your mothers, including white women, there's a white woman in this audience right now. Here, her. Your mother. Stand up. Your mother.
4 members, by the way. What about 4 members?
Okay. So, your mother, in 1972, could not get a bank account. Did you know that? You didn't know that. In 1972, her mother couldn't get a loan unless her husband co-signed it. Not 1872, 1972. But she probably knows because she's here and she's enlightened. Her mother was able to get justice because black people, President Kennedy, President Johnson, and honorary President Martin Luther King Jr. pushed affirmative action, and it pushed it so hard and with so much progress, Second Reconstruction, that the society said that's too much progress. They cut it off. They went from Kennedy, Johnson, and King to Nixon. It was a reaction, and they gave affirmative action to white women, which, by the way, I'm cool with. I'm glad somebody got it. You can sit down now. So her mother got the ability to get a bank account, ability to move her own life. Because of that, now black women, Latino women, others followed suit. Women today are a third of the U.S. economy at $10 trillion or $30 trillion. If we had not gotten that right, we'd be also ran country today.
Wow.
Was that too fast for you? So at the end of the day,
Green.
slavery was about money. Nobody brought you halfway around the world because they didn't like you. They brought you here because you're an agricultural genius. Because in the 1800s, the goal was cotton, tobacco, and other agricultural-based crop businesses. So why did they go from Africa? They could have stopped anywhere. Africa all the way across the oceans, went to the Caribbean, Latin America, and the U.S. Why? Because that soil and the humidity and the environment was right for those crops. But our white brothers and sisters did not have the capacity, the understanding, the knowledge to take dead soil and bring it back to life. Who was the only folks on the planet who were agricultural geniuses who could take dead soil and bring it back to life? Africans. That's why they brought you here.
Yeah.
And so it's always been an economic model, is my point. We've just become distracted intentionally.
Yeah.
That was a reality TV show too. So I want you undistracted. And I want you to align your mission and create a model plan for a county. So Atlanta did this. Dr. King's only aide who went to go run a city was Dr. Andrew J. Young, my mentor. The only mentor. He went to go become mayor of Atlanta. Atlanta today is bigger than the city of the country of Singapore as an economy, 580 billion a year. And it is the largest black-led city economy in the world. $580 billion, the only international city in the South, the largest economy in the traditional South. And you take 3 states around Atlanta, put it inside of the city of Atlanta together, states, and still have room economically. Because they got the business plan wrong and we got the one right. The city too busy to hate. The county of Prince George County is a county version of what I just said about the city of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
What was your question?
So, well, I want to open it up for, we have a little bit of time for question and answer, but I want to just create the blueprint of what I heard you say.
Yeah.
Starting number 1, raise credit score. Raise
100%.
credit score
Without
unlocks
question.
capital.
Yeah, without
right?
question. Without question.
Find a business that is already existing and having revenue, right?
Now, buy it.
Use that capital to create ownership. Within,
No. Step 1, credit score, buy a house.
buy a house.
House, condo, rehab, fixer-upper. There's 3 things that never gone backwards in the U.S. economy. Real estate values, homeownership values, and GDP, gross domestic product. They go up, there's a recession, they recede. That's what it means to recede. And then it corrects always above the line. So we sell on the dip because we're financially illiterate. So it goes up, we're the last to buy. Crypto's at 120, I'll buy it. We're the last to buy. You shouldn't be buying it anyway. But we buy it when the hype's at the highest. So then we sell the minute we hear some bad news. What did Warren Buffett say? When people are afraid, be greedy.
Yep.
People are greedy, be afraid.
That's right.
People are beginning to be afraid, get greedy. Go find things that you can buy that have real value, hold on to it, and run it through the tough times because rainbows only follow storms. Absolutely. So buy a house, buy anything that's tied to the ground, and don't sell it. On my Instagram feed, there's a story of this guy who bought, in 1985, bought a Mercedes for $80,000. A house, you buy a house for $80,000 in California at that same time. He sold the Mercedes for $80,000. He wanted to buy it back later as a token, like as a memento later in his life. He did an analysis because he bought it for $3,000 last year. The house that was $80,000 went to $400,000, went to $2 million, and at the time of his report was $4 million. The cars were $3,000, flossing. The house was worth $4 million. Same house.
Yeah.
So buy credit score, home. Next time.
Huh?
Then business.
Then business. Implement systems.
AI.
Create an exit.
Take the black only sign out the window and say, I want everybody. I want racists. I want the Ku Klux Klan. I want the Jewish Federation. I want the Asian American Federation.
Yep.
I want Pookie them. I want my cousin I don't like. I want everybody. Everybody who, like, what is this speech? I want everybody who can be a customer to buy, service, sell, use my product.
Absolutely.
It's a business, people. If you want to like somebody, go home. Go pet your dog.
Next thing, exit, freedom.
Oh yeah, all money is freedom. That's all it is. I have an emergency first black card somewhere. Janae's with me, so she might have stolen. She might have gone shopping. Where she at? I have an MX black card in my bag, and I mean, it has no limit on it.
Right.
I just play mental games with myself. Like, I don't need to go in the dealership to buy the car. I can buy the dealership. Now you gotta pay for it in 30 days.
Right.
But you know how sexy it is? You know, there are no ugly billionaires. There are no unattractive multimillionaires. It doesn't exist. know how sexy it is to drive down the street and know I can pull out my car and buy anything I want?
Don't buy the car, but buy the dealership.
Oh, no, the real estate. You got the person has no greed. But theoretically,
Yeah.
I could pull. Yo, man. Somebody wants to get an attitude with me. I'm like, you done? Are you done? 'Cause I could buy you and what's underneath you.
Right.
Quick story about Dr. King. So Dr. King, the reason Dr. King get a PhD in 1958, because he was not poor. He was middle class, upper middle class. And that's because his dad, Daddy King, and his granddad, A.D. Williams, owned real estate and businesses. And the reason that Coretta Scott King could put a King Center in the 70s, years after her husband was assassinated, was because A.D. Williams and Daddy King owned all that land around what they call the King Center. They controlled the land. Now, during the 60s, when the 50s, Dr. King was a young man, actually early 50s, was a younger man, he was playing with a kid across the street. And the white owner of the store didn't want his kid playing with Dr. King. His name was Michael King. His name was changed to Martin King, by the way. He didn't want him playing with Michael. So he said, remove yourself from playing with this young man. So Daddy King heard the story, and A.D. Williams heard the story, and they went over and talked to Homeboy and said, that's cool. You do know that we're your landlord, right? We own the land underneath your store. Watch how you speak to us. No screaming, no hollering, no raising your voice. Do you know that man apologized and educated his child, and they went out to become friends? That is a story from the 50s about the power of wealth creation and ownership. And we have never used, this is my next book coming out in 2 months, Capitalism for All. We have never used capitalism to set us free. Every time I just love people who come to me and they want to argue with me about stupid stuff. Like, there's 200 ethnic groups in America. It's the biggest economy in the world. Every ethnic group has used capitalism and free enterprise to set itself free, except 3 groups. Say it again. Oh no, now you like my speech. 200 ethnic groups in America. All of them came here, immigrants, Polish, Jews, Italian, the story. Come here, you work hard, all of them Asian, capitalism and free enterprise to set themselves free. 3 groups didn't. Poor whites. By the way, if the issue was just race, racism's real. But if it was just race, there would be no poor whites. There would just be rich whites. But you don't see rich whites going into the poor whites and saying, hey, come on, let's go. There's more poor whites than poor anybody else in this country between King's Day and today. So poor whites, Native American Indians, and African Americans. Not African Africans, not Nigerians, not Ghanaians, not Caribbeans, African Americans, the descendants of slavery. Those 3 groups never used free enterprise and capitalism incentives because we were denied the memo. That was my 4th goal. We're not dumb and we're not stupid. It's what we don't know that we don't know, but we think we know. So I just asked a very simple question. We tried civil rights and social justice. Thank God. Andrew Young, Chris, thank you very much. Dr. King, thank you. We tried it. We tried begging, we tried morality, we tried, we are the world. We tried singing. This is the 3rd Reconstruction. This is about ownership. Let's try ownership for a change. Let's try using capitalism and free enterprise at scale. And please stop talking to me about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and people burned some shit down. Look, it was 6 square blocks in one city. It wasn't the whole city. It wasn't the whole county. It wasn't the whole state. It was 6 square blocks, and God bless, it was beautiful, amazing. And yes, white folks burned it down. And we rebuilt it. And it was perfect until, don't trust me, check it on your phone. And it worked until the 1960s. I told you this backstage.
That's right.
What happened in the 1960s? Integration. So now you don't have to go to the black dentist. You went to the white dentist because you were curious. You never go to the black barber. You went to the white barber. Understandably so. You now want what you never had. That movement out of Tulsa killed it.
Wow.
So it wasn't capitalism and free enterprise or the failure of. Where the rules are published and the playing field is level, we kill it. And this is my last thing to say. Professional sports. Killed it. The arts. Killed it. Faith, church. Killed it. Politics. From a slave to the president of the United States of America. Killed it. What would happen if you went from rocking the mic to owning it?
Like,
All of my hip hop friends, I can't name names, but Tyrese called me at 2 this morning. I think I'm trying to sleep, man. All my hip hop friends want to be business owners. They want to be business leaders. The New Edition guys. T.I., Killer Mike. These are names I know I can mention. Bill Duke. All these heroes, celebrities. Charlamagne Tha God. Stephen A. Smith. They want to be business owners, not celebrities. They understand it's show business. It's the business of show. Quincy Jones says, unless you have music rights, licensing rights, or publishing rights, you're not in the music business, you're a temporary performer. I've gotten way off script. I don't even know.
this is good. No, this is good. I'm taking notes.
You give me coffee. Sherry gave me some coffee.
Let's do this. We have a little bit of time for some question and answers, so I want to open up for our first question.
Have you guys enjoyed this?
All right, who's up first? We got a question.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Chair Bryant, and thank you, Alex and team, for the opportunity to be here. I'm Dr. LaTanya White, and I'm the founder and CEO of a firm that really looks at financial trauma in Black business families and the impact of that on wealth transfer. Chair Bryant, how would you advise us as first generation, some of us who are first generation wealth creators, to really own our space in leading conversations around healing and on the pathway to financial wellness, so that we can actually talk to grandma and them about transferring these assets and wealth that we're creating?
This is the most important conversation we could have, because I think that 70% of Black folks, this is the only thing I can't prove, by the way. I love statistics, I can't prove this. I just feel it in my bones, and I feel it so much, I'm going to use my entire credibility, say it out loud, and have people say, you're wrong and dismiss me. But I think it's so important to say. I think that 70% of African Americans are clinically undiagnosed depressed. If folks have been telling you ain't nothing for 300 years, how does it not affect you? I mean, it was an intentional, slavery in the Caribbean was different. They let families, husband and wife stay married. They let you have the kids. You just were, your labor was owned by somebody else. But they didn't destroy your self-esteem. And in Latin America was a version of that. In fact, the second president of Mexico in 1829 was Black, by the way. And he's the first one to outlaw slavery in North America, not Lincoln. That's a whole other story. His name is Guerrero. They killed him in Mexico. By the way, quick aside, there was a province in North Mexico when he outlawed slavery. There was a province in Mexico that rebelled against it because that was their economic model of slavery, and they moved to America because America was still pursuing it. Do you know what that province was called? Texas. I'm not exaggerating, not even 2%. Literally, Texas was created. And it is the only state in the Union that has a constitution to this day that allows them to separate from the United States of America. The only state that can become its own country. But it's just, and that's why it's so independent. That's why it's got this raw nature to it, because that's where it came from. So African American experience is a very different experience, even different from African Caribbeans and Africans who come here with that immigrant ethos, and they don't have the self-esteem challenges that we do. But we have succeeded in the biggest market economy in the world in spite of our challenges. So we have something nobody else has. Of 1.6 billion people, Black people in the world, the 40 million African Americans are the role model for success in the world, in spite of our self-esteem and lack of healing challenges, which means we are extraordinary. So you want to rally them with those thank yous and those I appreciate yous, but suggest that there needs to be a software upgrade. Because your iPhone, when you get your iPhone, when I got my 17 Pro, within 2 weeks, it was 17.2 that came over as an overnight upgrade. Now I think it's like 18.9 or something. The phone's only been out for a year and a half. So even Apple understands there is no perfect. So you're not judging them. You're thanking them. But you're saying, if mom, dad, we want to be Netflix. We don't want to be Blockbuster. We want to be Amazon. We don't want to be Sears, Kmart, and Kodak. Those companies failed. So if you go far enough to the North Pole, you end up south. You have got to say, for the sake of generational wealth, please let's heal. For the sake of generational wealth, please let us bring in technology. For the sake of generational wealth, please let us bring in professional management. Let me say this one thing to everybody here. Stop with the "I'm hiring my cousin because I feel guilty" thing. Please stop it. Knock it off. If cousin Pookie is stupid, give him an allowance or something. Keep him as far away from your office as possible. Pookie and them will destroy your business. We have got to stop this thing of paying people who are liabilities. Let me tell you something about relationships. If only in a relationship it has to be multiplication and not addition. So in a relationship, 2 + 2 has to equal 6, 8, or 10. If you're not better together, what are you doing? And I mean in the marriage also. That person you marry, I'm going beyond the pale, coming back to you. That person that you marry, we got this wrong. Marriage was a business contract between 3,000 years ago and 6,000 years ago. God endowed it with spirituality 3,000 years ago. We then endowed it with "she's cute" about 10 years ago. Or "he's handsome." So now you go to the strip club. Y'all don't go to strip clubs. You go to the mall. "Oh, he's so cute. He's so fine. She's so cute." No. What's your credit score? Because when the body drops and the looks fade, and they will, that's your business partner for life. So we have got to get the emotions out of this conversation. Two things can be true at the same time. I like you. You cute. All that. Get your credit score right. I like you. You gotta get a job, home. You had these kids. You gotta take care of them. We gotta have love and responsibility, love and accountability. I'll hire somebody I'll hire you because you're black. I'll fire you if you're incompetent. And I won't flinch because I'm the one who's got to raise this money. I got to meet payroll. And when you got problems, the person, Pookie, cousin, they're not coming to help you. They're not writing that check. All they're going to say is, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry you don't pay one bill." So if they charity, treat them like that. Make your money. Even if you want to distribute money like a socialist, you got to collect it like a capitalist. So I want you to be ruthless about how you run that business. When you look at my company, I got the Rainbow Coalition. I got everybody, white, black, purple, burn. 70% of my employees are women. I didn't do it because I'm a feminist. I did it because they have the least drama, the highest work ethic, the most passion, and the skills that I need. So we have just got to mature. Black businesses are dying. Black institutions are dying. HBCUs are dying. Black banks are dying because we aren't upgrading our software. So hire a professional management team. Look, this is really inappropriate to say. If I hire everybody in my company that's white other than me, and I'm 100% owner, it's still a black business. Now, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, if I can't find the talent pool for whatever it is, I may be doing a technology company, whatever. And just, if that AI company, unfortunately, there's not enough black people in the farm club system at that moment to hire people to do that AI technology. And the only people I can hire are Asians from Hong Kong. I'm just making this up. They'll hire as many Asians from Hong Kong who know that than anybody else. I'm going to run that up. I'm going to sell it. And then I can go help the Boys and Girls Club of Oakland, and I could give money to the United Way of PG County. I could give my money to the check.
You can. Take it.
Did that make sense to you? Did that make sense to you? We have got to start having this conversation straight up. My mother worked an hourly job for 32 years, McDonnell Douglas Aircraft, making $15 an hour. She died with an 850 credit score and $1 million net worth working an hourly job. In her will, she asked me to be the executive. My mother was gangster. In the will, it said, anybody who protests this will is removed from it. So my family was starting, everybody starting to get all excited. Well, you know, mom told me this, and well, I don't know what's in that document. Mama told me, and my cousin told me that. As soon as they saw the paper, silent night, holy night, all is well, give me my check. Crickets. Mother realized that money causes problems. So I'm just trying to be radical with you all because we don't have time for pleasantries. This is not going to take 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on now is going to change everything. It's in the next 5 years, and it's happening while you're sitting here. You got no time. You got no time for these games. This world is moving at jet-like speed, and nobody cares about your drama anymore. We used to be the second biggest race in America. We're no longer. We're third or fourth. We have got to have a new business plan. I'm here, bro. Yeah. I'll take.
I have the mic.
I'll try to answer shorter questions.
Hi,
Yeah.
just loved you. Been
love
following
you
you for
back.
years, mentored even with Operation Hope. I was at your event this past December. My name is Lori Sales, President and CEO of Stability Management Solutions, but I follow behind you. I do real estate, I do other stuff.
Before you say that, you triggered me. We gotta bring you guys in as partners for the 1 Million Black Business Initiative. We're gonna bring you in as partners, Hope AI. I have 1,500 offices in 42 states at Operation Hope. We should be up, when we leave here, we should be talking about having a continuing relationship and a partnership, so this becomes part of a platform conversation and not a motivational session.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Because I wanted you to share a little bit about that event that I went to. There was an annual event that took place in Atlanta this past December. Could you share with them a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, so I created 50 companies, 3 of which, or 4 of which, I think it's that probably 4, which are the largest of their kind in the country. Not black business, just business. So what she's mentioning is Hope Global Forum, which is part of Operation Hope, but it was its own entity. It's now the largest meeting for the empowerment of the poor and the underserved in the history of the world, or not history, but in the whole country, in the world actually, but certainly the history of America. And it's 6,000 delegates from 40 countries meeting in Atlanta. We actually shut down the biggest hotel they have in Atlanta. We oversubscribed them on opening day. And it was where we announced Hope AI. It's our annual meeting, basically. So it's our shareholder meeting. Even though we're a nonprofit, my view is you're all the shareholders. So I founded Operation Hope. We've raised and deployed $4.5 billion. I'm the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer. I could be fired tomorrow, and I'd have no right to anything. I love it. You own it. By the way, I don't need it. I got my ownership over here, right? I got Bryant Group Ventures. So you all own Operation Hope. So I felt I needed an annual meeting to give you a report out on how I spent your money, how I invested your time. So we're the largest black male founded nonprofit in U.S. history. That's Operation Hope, the parent company. And I just think that I need to be held accountable. The annual meeting about results, and you should all have an annual meeting, by the way. Every business here should have an annual, a letter from the founder or the letter from the CEO. You should have an annual report. You should have annual audited financial statements. You should have an annual meeting with their shareholders. It is a way to galvanize people and to report out and lean into the future. It's just that our annual meeting got out of control. And now it's a public meeting. And now we use it as a stage to profile our partners and announce new things we're doing like Hope AI.
Nice, very nice.
Hi, John.
Hello, sir. Love that suit.
Thank you. You've met my children at the Milken Foundation,
Oh, I love Michael.
right?
Yeah.
Chris and Nancy.
Yeah.
That I have the literacy. This is a question I have that really goes back to my history. I was one of the persons that helped in the beginning of launching the internet. And one of the issues over the last 30 years has been we didn't get on board soon enough to take advantage of the opportunities that were given to others for the internet.
Yes,
Worried about this period because
I love this.
I think there are some technology companies and things we're doing that basically could put us in the front of this technology. But the problem has always been is us feeling confident enough of knowing who to go to do that. And I have a personal situation because my son right now is one of the top bond analysts in the world. And he's quoted all the time. He's sitting now trying to decide what does he do at his next level. So,
So first of all, everybody, I never met this man. Is he not making smart sexy? he got his hand in his pocket. You know he ain't broke. Look, he's sitting there. You know he got a good credit score. He's sitting there. He's chill. He got his, you know, he looked like walking wealth. So look, excellent question. And you're absolutely right that every technology and the steam engine, the move from horse and buggy to automobile, all of these iterations that led up to and included the internet, that was wealth and power and position and infrastructure telling us what to do. And we were just consumers.
right.
AI is different. My co-chair of Hope AI is Van Jones, which, by the way, you see him from CNN. I know him as having 3 degrees at the same time, one from MIT. People talk all kind of mess about it. Van Jones is a genius. He's a technological genius. And Van gave me this quote: 99% of black folks don't know a thing about AI.
Right.
But 99% of white folks don't know a thing about AI either. It's an equal opportunity discriminator. And it's going to kill jobs for us through custom. If you have a high school education and no hustle, you're dead on arrival economically with AI. It's going to remove it. The fast food restaurant lady who gave you attitude about your fries, she's gone. That's going to be robotics and AI. He's already gone. Go to the airport. You're touching into a pad right now. Go to CVS. Go to Walgreens. There used to be 12 people checking you out 5 years ago. Now it did it very slow, very slow. You go there now, it's one checkout person and it's 12 self-checkouts, right? They did it very slow. It's like a frog. You put a frog in the boiling water and jump out. Take a frog, put it in cold water and slowly turn the heat up. It just may fry, you don't even know it. So it's all around us. It's already happening. And so customer service jobs for people who are uneducated and unmotivated, okay, what color you are, you're toast, you're done. It's going to be a great motivator to get our cousin off the couch. Now, that said, a bigger problem than that for us is it's going to destroy, it already is, middle class professional occupations that can be automated. If you're an accountant and you don't want to change, you're done. You're a lawyer, you don't want to change. Mortgage processor, you don't want to change. Healthcare worker, you don't want to change. Anything that is high income, 6 figures, and you're being paid to do something with a lot of moving parts, and it can be processed, you're done. That's not us. That's our white counterparts. So it's hitting them right now. Don't believe it? Go look at headlines. So the first mission of AI is to remove costs. You with me listening to?
Yes.
There's going to be a 30% efficiency, they call it, ratio, which means cost reduction. They don't know how to make money with it yet. They know, though, that if you automate something and you remove the people out of it, you increase your profit. So they're just, and people who don't even know, CEOs don't know, think about AI, know their competitor next door just fired 10,000 people and brought in AI. So all they know is in order to compete with Joe next door, or Joanne, they got to go fire 5 or 10,000 people, send out a press release, and bring in somebody with some AI. They don't even know what it is. Just let's do it. They have no idea. This is going to be a bloodbath. Companies are going to go out of business. There's going to be all kind of disruption. This is going to be like going from the horse and buggy to the automobile. And between 1900 and 1910, you had 100 automobile manufacturers. Most of them failed. And so, to your point, AI hallucinates. AI is brilliant, but it does not do a good job by itself. I know I use it every day 100 times. It needs innovation, leadership, thought, creativity, the thing that we do better than anybody else. It needs us. Your job's not going to be replaced by AI. Your job's going to be replaced by somebody who even used AI. I was saying all of that to get to that. So whether you're a business owner, I mentioned it earlier. I can go down, I'm doing a podcast on this. You can just listen to my podcast on Money and Wealth next week. But if you're a business owner, literally, I'm gonna go down the list of all things that cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that now are zero. You start a business, this is gonna be the biggest gold rush since gold. You'll be able to start a business with no money and compete with the biggest companies on the planet in 3 to 5 years. I am so excited. Your hustle has a supercharger. So
let me answer your question.
Yeah.
So John, my book is coming out next month
okay,
called The Race to AI.
okay, good.
Should we be scared?
Or scared.
Sky.
No, we should not be.
No, but it's basically, it's the highway.
Yeah. So you know the answer before you ask
so
the question. Yeah.
in the book, I talk.
It's a commercial for his book. That was good. That was. I know he was smooth.
John, I just came to see you.
But look, Sam, I'm co-chair of the AI Ethics Council. I have all kinds of jobs. I'm co-chair of the AI Ethics Council with Sam Altman, who I think is the Steve Jobs of this generation. And Steve told me, I said this backstage to Alice, I'm going to tell you Steve Jobs told me in 10 years AI will probably cure cancer. Thank God. But there's a 2% chance it'll end the war. So look, but you can't have one without the other. So we're not going to sit here and tell you some panacea and we all clap hands. No, there's going to be massive job disruption in the next 3 years. But when white folks have a headache, black folks have pneumonia has been the ethos up until now. That's now been flipped. This is actually mainstream America's problem in the short term more than it is ours. You can't fall from the floor. So
That's a word.
that's a word.
Can't fall.
That's a. So I am extremely excited about this. You should have a problem sleeping. This is such an exciting time to be alive. What's going to happen on the 250th anniversary of America is going to define the next 100 years in the entire world because we're the light on the hill for the entire world. I love you guys.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah John Hope Bryant.
Moves on.
Who wants to take a photo?
Kim.